I had a feeling when we got to this reunion, things were going to get really real and people were going to be saying exactly what they thought about the whole April and Fizz thing. And that was the most interesting part of the whole first part of this reunion. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This is season 6. It's episode 19, which is the first part of the reunion. Now listen, I'm going to go through the fashions first. Let's go through the fashions. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on. Okay, so fashion-wise, Apple Watts. Why did you come to the... Well, it makes sense. It's Love and Hip Hop. Let's just say Apple came in her work uniform. Because it was completely a stripper costume. It was a stripper's costume. She had the little fringe thing across her mouth, across her face, hanging down. And it was chaps, and it was all red fringe, and it was just inappropriate for anything other than work. It was a stripper costume is what it was. She looked like a real life Kitara, like she was walked right out of one of those little karate fighting video games. She could have went to cosplay and it would have been perfect. She would have just fit right in a cosplay. That's exactly what it was given. Nina. I wasn't crazy about Nina's outfit. It was just black. It looks like a jumpsuit. It was just kind of boring. Didn't really have anything going on with it too much. It was just okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just, she was dressed. She's blonde. I was here for that. I didn't so much like her wig, but I like the color on her. I do like the color on Nina, but I didn't care for the wig itself, per se. Pam. Baby. Pam. A1's mother. Baby, she had on her old 11th grade hot pink satin prom gown, baby, with the slit. I think the slit started up one leg, but as she sat and that old cheap fabric started doing its own thing, the split ended up in the middle and it was too far up, and true Pam fashion, just wrong, but it was a prom gown nonetheless. Big Lyrica, cat suit and a jacket with a faux fur collar. It was granny club wear. It was like this see-through jumpsuit. It's like, girl, that's for Lyrica. That's not for you. That's for little Lyrica. That ain't for big Lyrica. It wasn't age appropriate. It's cool to be cool. You know, it's cool to be cool, but sometimes the age does play a part. And nobody wants to see an AARP card holder and a see-through jumpsuit. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. And her body ain't bad like that. You know, her body, she doesn't have a bad body, but she ain't put together like Mama D either. I wouldn't even want to see Mama D in that jumpsuit, but Mama D could actually wear the jumpsuit. Big Lyrica got some little areas that are age appropriate that haven't been worked on that say what her age is, that says that she ain't had no business with her ass in that jumpsuit, see-through like that. You can wear a jumpsuit, but not that see-through, that whole Angel Brinks moment. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't feeling it. Lyrica, little Lyrica, looked very nice. She looked very nice. She really did. This is definitely one of her more demure looks. She always got some Crayola crayon colored hair, but she was in solid black, and it's just a black gown, very plain. Back out, she really did look nice. She really looked nice. Now, but let's talk about her husband. Baby, her husband thought that he looked great. He had on Kellogg's uh, new line of clothes, honey. I said, what is going on? Tony the Tiger jogging suit all the way. It looked a mess. And A1 is unhappy as hell. He's unhappy. I don't know. I think this is starting to take its toll on them. It's starting to take its toll on him. Because last season he was kind of unbothered, and stuff was going on with Safari and all that, and he's like, yeah, whatever. And now it seems like things are really getting to him. Like there's a lot of realism in what's actually going on, and he has gained all the weight that Ray J lost throughout the season, and got this jogging suit on with no shirt on, and I'm like, sis. No. There's a t-shirt somewhere, orange or black, and you may want to put it on. Or you may want to just change all of that altogether, but don't come back out with that on like that no more. You looking just as swole up. That just wasn't a good look at all. Yo-Yo. I loved Yo-Yo's hair. She got her hair, it's in a short cut, and it's not blonde. It's like a brown, a really soft, warm brown color, and looks really good on her. The outfit is going to be a no for me. It was giving me Lullaby of Birdland. All this sheer brawl action, and she was squeezed into it. And then she had like all of this plumage at the bottom. It was giving me Lullaby of Birdland. No. And she looks very uncomfortable. And I bet she was sitting on all those feathers. She had a cute pair of shoes on now. Cute pair of shoes, but I'll give her this. She felt good. She felt good in what she had on. You could tell she felt as though she was breaking it up. And I was like, no, yeah, you're not breaking that up. That's the bird cage. That ain't looking good, baby. Nope. Didn't care for that. Mr. Ray. Mr. Ray looks like Mrs. Puff. Period. He looks like Mrs. Puff, like a male version of Mrs. Puff. And he had on this clown mania outfit. I said, child, when I looked at them pants, I said, she's here, honey. Come on in there, Mrs. Ray, honey. I said, oh, Mrs. Puff goes loving hip hop, honey. That was a mess. Tierra Marie, I'm going to need you to stop shopping in Oshkosh Bagosh, because you look like an adult and a child's clothing outfit. Everything was children's clothing, including that big old ponytail. She had this big curly ponytail, and it could have been cute. But for some reason, with that Oshkosh Bagosh outfit, that hairdo just gave me first day of kindergarten. And I just hated it. I really did. She even had the bang with the two little pieces coming down. I just hated it. I hated it. I really did. If she'd have did a different outfit and went with like platinum blonde, same hairstyle, she could have did that same hairstyle and made it work for like a love and hip hop situation. She could have had her hair, you know how they'll do the gray hair, purple, that light purple. Something fun. She could have did icy blue. It could have been blonde. It could have been platinum blonde. It could have been red. It could have been anything other than that dark, because that dark hair made her look older. And then you had that little kid's outfit on, and it's a little kid's hairdo, really. So it really looked like first day of school for kindergarten. I didn't like it. And Zell, straight cold shout out to Michael Jackson, the Bad video. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and accept that from you, Zell. We're going to accept that because we know where you could go. So we're going to accept that from you. That was the fashions. Moniece looked good. Moniece looked good. She had a whole jumpsuit, black jumpsuit, very Versace-esque, and her hair short and black, and Moniece looked good. That was actually, I think Moniece's outfit was my favorite of what I saw other than Lyrica. So I have to say, yeah, so far with what we've seen, Lyrica, Little Lyrica, and Moniece Slaughter, clean. Ray J's outfit gave me so what? J Boog, so what? April, so what? Fizz, who cares? Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked. Yeah. Nothing else right now is jumping out at me. Didn't say anything. K Michelle looked good. But I mean, K generally does, so that was no issue. She was via satellite from LA. She is actually in LA. She just had the last of her surgeries, getting rid of that all of that body surgery that she had. So surgery went really well, and she's over there. She's ready. I think she's going to do some mess talking and ball dropping in the next episode. That's all we really got from her. She's in a red piece of hair, and she looks good. She does. She looks good, especially post surgery. She looks good. So listen, let's talk about what was actually going down. Oh Lordy. A1 and Lyrica. See, I thought their story, I've been really ignoring them throughout the season. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of talking about them. I'm sick of what they got going on. Who cares? Just move their little part right along. Well, it got interesting here tonight because the mothers have been kind of trying to stay out of what their situation is. Well, the mothers are speaking up now, and it was an issue. A1 is so non-remorseful for anything that has gone on that he's done. He really is. He's just like, yeah, I did it, whatever, let's move on. That's like his attitude. And Lyrica's still whining. Well, Big Lyrica is kind of over it, and she's not feeling it at all. So she's literally spewing things that he's done and throwing his facts at him, and he's pissed. And he's just as disrespectful and talking to her real crazy. Like, it was real uncomfortable the way he was talking to Big Lyrica. It was bad. It was bad. And then Pam was like getting into it, and it just, then they clashed. It got so bad they had to escort them both off. They had to get off the stage. They had to go. They both had to go. Pam went back there. Pam had turned into a man. Yep, right before our whole eyes, honey. She just, I felt the need to. Pam inspired me to just switch up and come on and do this as my other self, since she started as one self and she switched up midway through. Pam went back there and turned into Paul, and she's like, I'm really sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sitting back here. I'm sick of this shit. She keeps saying stuff. Now I'm ready to go the fuck off. I'm sick of this shit. I said, oh, Pam. So I said, well, I've been doing this whole season as James. I felt the need to bring Mila on. Pam said it was okay. Come on, Pam. Let's gender bend, sis. And I went on and switched on up and came on and brought it to y'all like this, honey. I feel great. Thanks, Pam. Pam turned into Paul right before our eyes, baby. And they set her back there with Kendall. And he's like, trying to calm her down or whatever. And I'm just going to say this. Now, I'm glad that Kendall, Kendall basically does the same thing I do. He was doing reviews and stuff like that, and they've noticed him, and he has a following, and everything's great. Baby, why are you there? I'm glad to see you there, but why are you there? They couldn't figure out something else for him to do because he was basically backstage kind of doing what he does on Instagram, but it ain't working in that setting. It feels like he's cracking stale jokes, throwing out these stale jokes, and he's not being as salacious as he probably would be if he was sitting at home because they're there. They're there, and you don't want to start a fight with them for saying some old salacious shit about them while they're there. So it just is not, for me, it's not connecting. You all tell me in the comments, are you enjoying what Kendall's part is in this, or is it just falling to the wayside? Because for me, it's just falling to the wayside. It just sounds like stale reads that he's like kind of throwing out, and none of them are landing. So I'm kind of just not, I'm not getting it. But anyway, they separated them out. Pam went back there first. Then they sent Big Lyrica back there. No real big deal going on. They just shut it down. A1 and Lyrica have no resolve. There is no resolve. They're still in a turmoil. So I guess we'll see them next season. Let's see if they bring it back up again in the next part. Apple Watts. They get talking to Apple. I waste my goddamn time with this shit. Apple Watts literally is still babbling. She still is saying nothing. They're still trying to give her this advice that she's not taking. It literally at this point is just a waste of time. Because let me tell you something. You cannot save what does not want to be saved. And she hasn't gotten there yet. And Thierry Marie was kind of basically telling y'all that. Like, I got to a point where I knew it was either live or die. And that's how I came out of what my situation was. Well, she's not there yet. And she basically was telling y'all, she ain't there yet. I got a party. I need the party. Yeah, I'm just doing me, and I don't care about nobody else's saying. She just was on my nerves. She was just ultra over the top, ultra ghetto, not really listening. It just didn't. Tired of talking about it. Bye. Go on home. You did what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to show up. You can go now. And they did. You still seen them escort her to the door. She ain't ready to do nothing. Honey, you got to admit that you got a problem, which she's done, but you got to be ready to correct the problem. She's not. She's not. So we just going to put her to the side. We're going to pray for Apple, and we're going to leave it at that. I ain't going to sit here and drag her. We're just going to pray for Apple, and we're going to keep it going. And that's it. And eventually, hopefully, she'll wake up before life beats her the rest of the way down. That's all. That's all we can do for her. Now, let's move on to something more interesting. Let's go into how April and Fizz is there, and it's April and Fizz versus everyone. Okay? Because nobody is feeling April and Fizz. Nobody's feeling what you gave. Nobody's feeling what you're giving. And I told y'all, the way that they ended out and how Fizz felt superior, and it was all like a shit show and in Omarion's face. Well, that's what everybody is. Everybody felt like that. So ain't nobody really featuring what that is y'all got going on. So right away we got Jay Boog. Jay Boog is pissed about the money that he's not going to make because there's no international leg of the tour. So he's pissed still. And he's not like really forgiving them about that. It is what it is. They done messed up his bag with this stupidness. And he's just unhappy. And Fizz is taking this attitude of how him and Omarion were never friends. What? We have all seen you all in interviews talking about y'all are brothers and this, that, thing, and the other. So now you're telling us that was all put on. Okay, so you're telling us either you're fake as hell now, or you were fake back then, and now you don't want to be fake no more. I don't know. You just come across as fake, and I ain't got time for it. Period. And April, I don't care how you try to color it up. You come across as a slut. Period. Ain't nothing that you could even do about it. You got two people who were close. Now they could take and they could rearrange it and retell you about the relationship however they want. They were close. They were in a group for years together. And one has two children by her, and now you're screwing the friend. That's slut behavior. And I don't care how you try to color it up, it is what it is. It doesn't look good. And no matter how you try to position it, we're not going to look at you like you've done something good, and we're not going to sit here and celebrate. No foolishness. We're not. We're not. God don't bless no mess, and neither do the Love and Hip Hop watchers. We ain't blessed in that mess, okay? So it's fine. Y'all are grown. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but don't get mad at us when we don't think that it's great, okay? We don't think that it's great. We think it looks terrible on both of y'all's part. We think it looks a mess, and it does. Anyway, so J Boog was like, his whole attitude with the whole thing is like, child, stop playing. Just stop playing. This is awful. This is unnecessary, and we need you to stop playing. There got to be a whole thing with Paris and them, and they're going back and forth. And April is like, don't nobody care what you think about my life. And Paris is like, well, don't nobody care what you talking about, April. Nobody cares. And she's like, what we do know about you, because she's like, you don't know me, you don't know me, you don't know my life. She said, what I do know is that you lied. You lied on national TV. I know that. And she told her, shut up, bitch. She said, you're a bitch too. She says, as a matter of fact, you're a lying hoe ass bitch. I said, oh, okay. Now let's get serious. Sit down here. Not a hoe ass bitch. And I can't even come to your rescue. Because she's right. She's right. And anyway, they keep going back and forth. And then the next thing you know, April starts barking over there at Zell. And Zell said, I think you better shut up. And you better watch your mouth. Calling my friend and bitches and carrying on. If you don't watch your mouth, I'll take and beat up Fizz. I said, oh. Now, I don't know how fair that is. But I mean, in lieu of things, because he can't really go beat her up. So if you talk to her bad, I'll jack up Fizz. I said, okay, well, I guess that friendship is over. Y'all don't like each other much. Everything done gone to the pot. Got real interesting there for a minute. So then, listen, that's the last thing I'm going to talk about real fast. And then we're going to get on up out of here. Until next week. On the next part. That April tried to get real cute with J Boog. And tell J Boog, I got some stuff too. I got some stuff too, cause see, we ain't the first one that this happened and all this stuff, and he don't be saying that he's my brother and this, that, and the other. He's like, whatever. And she's like, cause see, I know some stuff. He gonna say, oh, so you great try to blast me, put me on blast. He gonna say, I ain't the one to play with, April. I'm not the one to play with. Would you like me to tell what it is you think you gonna hold over my head and tell? Would you like me to release your clip, sis? I said, oh, that Bull ain't forward, honey. I think I like that J Bull. I think I like him. Because he understands. Though, now he's one I've seen that doesn't get into the mess. And he said that. I don't get into people's relationships. Because Kendall was trying to ask him some questions. I don't get into people's relationships and their personal business. I said, come on, I like that. But then at the same time, he understands, Miss April, you'll never blast me with my tea, sis. You can't blast me with my own tea. Now, would you like me to tell it? I said, oh, I like that, J. Paul. And that's basically where we left off. So I need to know what it is that is actually going on because there's some type of a love affair that had to do with somebody and their family members that's all intertwined in all this B2K mess. I said, oh my, oh my. See you next week.